I was getting some exercise and I don't get enough anymore, sorry. Oh, I'm pumped. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's finish up this week's topics, this evening's topics, and get her done. We've got a couple more examples of significant figures. Last video, we went over them and we talked about how to solve math problems when multiplying and dividing using significant figures. Well, let's do adding and subtracting now. A and S, adding and subtracting. I think you're going to like this. I do. I think they're easier. They're easier. Oh, whoa. I mean, really? Yeah, I think so. I think they're easier. Okay, here we go. Let's say that we have 20.10, and we're going to add 2.1. Okay. Let's do the math. Go ahead. Calculate it out. You can do it. Okay. So you got 22.20 is what the math says. Okay, how should I report the answer to reflect the accuracy of the numbers I used? Yes, Katie. Oh, I know, I got it. 1, 2, in between, 3, last and after 4. 4 significant figures. And this one has 1, 2. So we will take the least significant 1, 2 significant figures and stop here at the second 2 and make it 22. Yay, right? I'm sorry, Katie. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but you are incorrect. Hate this. I know, I understand, I get it. It's a frustration. No, the rules are different. The rules are different. Now, it's good that we reviewed how many significant figures they have. Katie, you were correct that this has 1, 2, in between, 3, last and after 4, and this has no zeros, so they're both significant. So you're correct. 4 and 2 is correct. But we don't use significant figures to calculate what the correct answer should be when it comes to adding. What do we do then? What do we do? Easy. Easy peasy. How many numbers after the decimal point here? 1, 0, 2. How many numbers after the decimal point here? 1. All I need to do is look at the number that has the least amount of numbers after the decimal point. Forget significant figures. Forget these rules, guidelines. Forget them. We don't need them. We just have to count how many numbers after the decimal point. If you have 2 and you have 1 after the decimal point, you have the least amount of numbers after the decimal point, which is 1. So our answer can only have 1 number after the decimal point. So we would write this as 22.2. 1 number after the decimal point, because you only had 1 number after the decimal point. See, we didn't count significant figures. So Katie was right in her how many each one had for significant figures, but she would have been wrong because she said that this answer should be 22, reflecting the 2 here. Nope, sorry, Katie. You see, and students do get this wrong a lot. On my academic adventures, when I ask you to do some math and give me the correct amount of significant digits and give me an answer with the correct amount of sig digs, adding and subtracting is the one that's missed the most, and I don't know why. I don't get it. You don't mix these two rules up. Adding and subtracting is easy. Just look and see how many numbers are after the decimal point. The number with the least amount is what you have to have in your answer. If this has 2 and this has 1, you have the least amount after the decimal point, 1, so this gets 1. That's it. Game over, man. Game over, man. Game over. Now what are we going to do? Hudson, this little girl survived with 2 weeks without any military training. So pull it together. Well, why don't you put her in charge? Aliens. Yeah, Sigourney Weaver, Aliens. Second one, not Aliens. Good movie. Aliens. Okay, solid. That was Bill Paxton, by the way. R.I.P. Bill. He did pass away last year. I'm not happy about that. All right. Pull it together. Pull it together. All right, here we go. So let's try a subtraction. Okay, get your calculators ready. 37.12345 minus 2. Calculator. Anybody? 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 Ian, what'd you get? Calculator? You did, right? Okay, good. What did it say? 35.12345. Oh, I'm trusting you on this, Ian. Trusting you. All right. So, according to Ian's calculator, we get 35.12345 for our answer. Okay, what should the answer be reported as? We don't count significant figures. But let's do it anyways for practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a pretty accurate number. I mean, all those are all accurate. 1, not very accurate. So how do I report this? Well, how many numbers after the decimal point does this one have? That's 5. How many numbers after the decimal point does this one have? None. Doesn't have any. No numbers after the decimal point. The decimal point is understood to be here. So how would I write this answer? If this one doesn't have any after the decimal point, my answer cannot have any after the decimal point. Now I would see, so I'm just going to get rid of this. This is going to be 35. Get rid of all this. But check to see if this 5 would round up. So if this was like a 6, 7, or an 8, that would round that to 36. But it's a 1, so it does not round it. So all this just goes away. And that's how I will report the correct answer with the correct amount of significant digits. Okay. All right, see, that wasn't bad. We didn't have to use the guidelines. Numbers after the decimal points, all we look at for adding and subtracting. Okay, so there's adding, subtracting, multiply, divide. Let me just give you real quick to end this video. A couple of examples that are kind of, sometimes are a little weird. Like what happens if this happens? You ready? 50.0 times 2.0. Okay, get an answer. Calculators, get them out, because that's a tough one here. It's a tough one, so what do you get? Okay, somebody got it? Thank you. We get 100? 100? Okay. 100. Is that how I should write that answer? This is multiplication rules. We do count how many significant figures. 1 is a 5. You're significant because you passed guideline 2, last and after. And you're now significant because you're in between guideline 3. You're in between. 1, 2, 3 significant figures. 1, 2. That's a significant 0. 2. 3 and 2. The amount of significant figures here does count in the answer. 3 and 2, you're the least significant, so this answer can only have 2 significant figures. How many does it have as I've written it here? 1. As it's written, those zeros are not significant. They don't pass our guidelines. So how am I going to do this? I have a little bit of a quandary. How am I going to solve this? I need to report this with 2, and this only has 1, so why don't I put a 0.0 here? Nope, that's 4 now. That's 4. See if you can figure out why it's 4. That would be 4. Nope, we said 2. Now you made it 4. Put a point there. Well, 2 things wrong with that. 1 is not 100 anymore, it's 10. Okay, would you rather be paid $10 or $100? Yeah, not the same, right? And you now have 3 significant figures. Figure out why there's 3 here. Okay, so how am I going to solve this problem? Earlier I said scientific notation can get you out of a lot of situation, which is plural for situation. Scientific notation it, remember? Scientific notation, the rule is anything in front of the times 10, those are significant digits. So if I put 1.0 times 10 to the second, this would be 100 because you'd shift it 2 places to the right, you get 100. And this is a way to write the answer with 2 significant figures because anything in front, and there are 2 I put in front, are significant. That is a way to do it. There's also sometimes you'll see a way, like you'll see this. It's called the line. Use the line. The line. Not the tiger, not the bear. Oh my. Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Okay. I warned you, a lot of Wizard of Oz, a lot of it. Great movie. So what could I do to show 2 significant figures here? Put a line over a 0 to tell the reader that I meant that to be significant, and if I didn't do it, it wouldn't be. So this is 1, and now a significant 0 as indicated by the line 2. So that's another way you can get out of it. But I'm telling you, scientific notation is your best friend when it comes to weird situations with significant figures. All right. So that wraps up our significant figures. Make sure that when we're doing our answers from here on out in the course, that we're watching those significant figures. That first test, I'm going to have specifically questions on how do you know how to calculate them, and then answers that we do beyond that. When we do what's called factor label, we have to have the right amount of significant digits. And any stoichiometry problems, gas law problems, all those math that we'll be doing, the answer should reflect the accuracy of the numbers used to get it. Okay, that makes like a gift and wraps up today's topics. Whew.